right, let's do it.
There we go. And 5, 4, 3, 2. What up, y'all? Welcome to Here's the Thing. I'm KevOnStage. She's
that chick Angel.
Welcome to another podcast episode. Smash that like button. Smash that notification button. Get the KevOnStage Studios app. Don't wait till the challenge show returns. Bye now. Okay. Hello. Church announcements very much quickly. Get the KevOnStage Studios app.
Yes.
Don't wait for the challenge show to come back. Get it now. Melissa's show, the
Love on Stage.
Love on Stage.
Yeah.
Love on Stage debuts this Friday. Destination everywhere currently airing. Keep Your Distance season 2, where the sets are just the comedian, also now airing. If you want to see us on the East Coast, you're gonna have to go to the Baltimore show. We're in New York tomorrow, well, I guess today, as this airs. Tonight, both shows sold out. Philly, Thursday, both shows sold out. New Brunswick, New Jersey, all shows sold out. Washington, D.C., which is in October, also sold out. So you East Coast people, your option is Baltimore, Maryland.
Come on through.
In August, and your last chance is in Raleigh in December. That's it.
Dang, that's it? Where the heck are we? In the middle? We in Ohio for eternity.
We did every comedy club in Ohio. So I don't know how close that is to you or far, but we done did all the other ones: New York, Boston, Virginia. This is your last chance, East Coast people. Okay.
All right.
It is the Olympics. Okay.
Olympics.
And the sprinting, specifically the 100-meter dash, for as long as I can remember, usually goes to an American or Jamaican.
That's right.
Okay, so last couple of Olympics, it was Usain Bolt, Asafa Powell, Tyson Gay in the running, Justin Gatlin.
You know I went to school with Tyson Gay. Come on.
Did you? You know Tyson was good for a long time.
Yeah, we ran track together.
In high school or college?
High school.
You went to high school with Tyson Gay?
I went to high school with Tyson Gay.
Wow, he was fast then probably, huh?
Yes, he was, and I was slow then. That's why I went to the field events. But go ahead. We talking about Lamont.
But this year, the 100-meter dash champion, gold, 9.8, is a black Italian man named Lamont Marcel Jacobs. Lamont Joshua. Lamont.
That's a strong name.
That is the quintessential black name. Okay, so while we were flying home, I was like, man, they said Italian dude won the 100. I was like, what? Italian? It was like, and he's black. I was like, dope. And his name's Lamont. I was like, okay, now hold on. Lamont. So first thing I'm thinking, got to be military. Had to be a dad in the service. It was. Always black father. He was born in El Paso, Texas.
I was going to say, Chat said he was
so he an American.
No, he ain't. He spent 1 month.
Well, that's enough.
In El Paso.
We'll still take it.
Oh, no, he's definitely an American citizen. But he spent 1 month in El Paso, and then his mom and dad broke up, and he moved to Italy. And I thought to myself, a black Lamont Black Lamont in Italy?
Yes.
He was the only person with that name.
Oh, yeah.
He was the
whole country.
The whole Italy.
He was the only Lamont in the phone book.
Yes.
You want Lamont, you know who it is.
Right.
That's like an Italian girl named Keisha. I'm talking about, he's Italian. He was like, I don't even speak good English. Like, I grew up in Italy. I'm Italian. I was like, an Italian Lamont.
He come here, panties is dropping.
Oh, bald beard?
Bald beard. It tatted up and can run good. And be speaking in a different language.
I can run good. You know that Italian, it's one of the romantic languages.
Right, that's what I'm saying. He could be ordering at McDonald's and she gonna be like, oh my God, you love me so much. Oh my goodness. I do. He's ordering a McFlurry and you done had children in your mind with him.
Oh, you gonna McFlurry this Gucci.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
I was trying to think of blacker names than Lamont, right? And I thought about Jerome, but white people be named Jerome.
What? Who?
Jerry Seinfeld's name is Jerome.
No.
Yes.
That can't
Look
be.
it up.
His name is
His
Gerald.
name is Jerome
No.
Seinfeld.
No, there's no way.
Look it up. Google it. If I'm lying, I'm lying.
Doing the Googles.
I'm
Jerry
not-
Seinfeld's name is Jerome.
There's
Jerome in the house.
Right,
Said
I'm like, that's
Jerome
not-
in the house. Watch your
that can't
mouth. That
be.
boy named Jerome Seinfeld.
What about Tyrone? It's not pronounced that way. It's Jerome. Jerome.
Or his parents.
Jerome.
His parents are Jerome Senior.
There's no way.
First of all, his dad's name is Kaleman.
Yeah, see,
Man?
It's Kalman, but both the A's have accent on it. And his mom's name is Betty.
Betty, Elizabeth.
Is Jerome a Jewish name usually?
Let's see. Origin.
Somebody in the Patreon said, even if it's correct, I don't believe it.
Right.
Jerome.
I told y'all.
It's Greek, which means it's black.
Jerome is Greek?
Yeah, it's the masculine form of the name is Greek. It means sacred name.
Oh, somebody in the Patreon said Lamont is French.
Yeah, well, all the La stuff, Lakeisha, Lamont, that has French influence.
Really?
Yeah.
When did the black people appropriate French culture?
We be everywhere. That's what people be forgetting. They be thinking we only got places after during slavery.
No.
We were all over the place prior to being kidnapped.
Very.
We were all over the
I didn't
place.
know Lamont was.
It's the Luz have French in native origins.
Really?
Uh-huh.
I never met no white Lamont though.
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying that is how we.
Oh, God.
You know what I'm saying? Mix
Black
it in.
folks love a la.
Yes, we love La is a part of it.
La
is a part of
we
all of us.
love a la. ISHA. We love an Isha, Keisha, Tanisha, Misha,
We
Aisha,
love-
Risha.
We love names ending in us, and we love names ending in A's. Sade, Lene, Renee. There was a time in the 90s where if you were born, your middle name was going to have an A sound
My
in it.
sister's middle name is Shantae.
Yes, it was a
With the-
thing.
The Beyonce thing.
Right.
What's
the
that
accent.
Yeah.
Oh,
My name is Kevin Allen.
I don't believe that. It's Kevin
Jerome
Denise in
Allen,
my head.
Kevin Allen, comedians. Allen, huh?
There we go.
Alan Parsons Project.
Yeah, somebody saying Renee is French.
Rhonda full name is LaRonda Lene. Whoo,
Yes.
they done blocked you up, Rhonda. LaRonda?
I love it.
LaRonda Lene.
That's a good name. That's why I love my middle name, Lakita. It's super duper black.
Yes.
In my opinion, which I love black stuff. And it represents like how we put our names together, like how we just grab different sounds that we like and throw them together. It don't gotta have, like, we either a lot of times do biblical,
Oh, yeah, we'll go Bible.
or we'll do an actor or like public figure that we appreciate.
Denzel.
You know, yeah,
Our boy DZ is named after Denzel.
I believe it.
Washington.
fully.
Fully.
Or we just say what sounds real good when I say it together.
My brother's middle name completely made up, Montrese. My mom was like,
solid. That's
that is a
strong.
good name.
Wait a minute, whose middle name is that?
My brother,
Jason Montrese.
Montrese.
Well, wow.
My dad was selfish.
Joshua Robert?
I love it.
Named
Your
after
dad named
himself.
Robert, ain't it? What's his middle name?
He don't have one.
Robert Gonzalez here. I ain't got time for
A lot of
middle.
Mexicans don't have middle names.
Really? Is it because they have the surname of their mom?
And it'd just be too many names at that point.
But I thought the Latinx usually be having two middle names. It's just not the Mexican
No, I think
Latinx.
I think it's the surname
Of their mom.
of the biological parent, because a lot of them were doing their own things.
Doing their own things. I don't know why that made me do that.
You know what is interesting? Jalen Rose, NBA player, when he was born, I don't think there was any Jalens. And now it is such a common name.
That's what somebody just said as you were saying it.
Really?
She said her son's name is Jalen after Jalen Rose.
Jalen Rose, all you mixed black boys, light skin, white mom, black dad, all
Yes.
you Jalens, you can thank Jalen Rose. He was light skinned. Then moms was like,
That's the one. That was a name that really popped in the early 2000s.
Yes.
Jalen, Jaden.
Jalen and Jaden had a run.
Oh my gosh.
Jalen and Jaden had my homegirl Lakita, her son's name is Jaden.
You have a friend named Lakita?
Yeah, remember she was at the party. We just call her Kita though.
I did not know La was supposed to be at the first of her,
Her name is Kita.
Well, we
Lakita
are
Burr.
best friends.
Kid's mom mixes fried thighs.
That's right, Bev.
Yeah, I know
And
who
Bev lets us call her
Kita is.
Bev.
I just didn't know Love was there at the
Yeah,
beginning.
Lakita.
Well, come on then.
That's one of my oldest friends. That's the benefit of being 38. You have friends that you've known since you were 16. And Keita is one of them. She's great. I
So
gave her a
that's
Gucci
one of
bag.
your oldest friends at 6 to 16 is where it starts. I have friends from the 2nd grade.
Well, that's the military. When you grow up military, that's one of the things you sacrifice is friends for life. I have some friends from El Paso, just one, Ben. But when you move around every 3 years, prior to social media, you don't have them.
Well, I moved around every year too. People thought we were military. No, I'm dead serious. I from K to 12, I went to 12 different schools. People like,
did you really?
Yes,
12 schools in 12 years?
12.
I thought I had the record for 3 high schools in 4 years.
Were they all like fairly local to each other, or were they just all over the place?
So we went from Baltimore to North Carolina to Kentucky. So once we hit Kentucky, we were popping around
in Kentucky.
there in Kentucky. So Louisville, Lexington, Georgetown, back to Lexington. So I was a little all over the place.
Oh, wow.
But that because I could tell what type of ride we were on, I started really holding on. Pen pals. I'm not gonna be here long. Give me your address. And then
you was writing letters?
Yes.
Oh, I ain't have time for all that.
I
When we was moving in the military, we didn't know who was going where and all that stuff. You just be like, all right, they got orders. Bye. I'll never see you again. Literally.
Why somebody said it was y'all running? No, we were not. I think we ran
y'all
once,
poor?
though, actually.
Poor people be having to move.
My mother was a contractor as far as she's been an independent contractor. So when an assignment was up,
She go where the job is.
she go where the money is in. She was like, and y'all coming.
Where the money reside.
Where the money reside. We'd be like, okay, well, it was good to know you. We're gone. It wasn't until we got to, I don't know, we're off topic. We'll go back. I apologize. It wasn't until we were moving from Louisville to Lexington that my 2 older sisters were already out of the house. They're grown and gone. So it was me and Melissa. My sister Melissa was, I think, the president of her school class. And my mother was like, we're moving to Lexington. My sister was like, I'm not doing it.
Really?
It's like, I can't do it. So she lived with some white folk.
What?
Mm-hmm. She lived with some white folk her senior year, her junior and senior year, or just her senior year.
No way.
It was this old white family, the Waltons. Hopefully they're still alive.
I used to love that show.
Yeah, they
Good
were
night,
some
John
nice
Boy.
Wahites. They had a whole apartment above their garage. And Melissa was able to stay there. It was not far from her school. And we would see her on the weekends. Because she
That's
was
one
like,
of the
I'm
main
not doing
reasons I
it.
stayed in Washington for 13 years. I was so doggone tired of moving. Me and Melissa were together. My dad was getting orders to Spain, and it was a hardship tour. So my mom was going back to El Paso, and I was like, I am not going back to El Paso.
Right.
I will just die. I cannot live there. It is the worst. We're going to stay in my grandma's trailer. It's going to be hot. Just no, I don't want to. So we stayed in Washington, or I was actually in college, and I was like, I don't want to transfer and go to UTEP.
You were in college and you thought you would have to move with your parents?
Well, my parents were moving.
Oh, yeah, but...
That's what I'm saying. Like, because I was just like 19, though. I wasn't really ready to be like, dorm on your own and on your own were different on your own. So I had to get an apartment and be by myself. It was cold.
When I got to college, last child, my mother moved to she moved to Baltimore. She hadn't moved to Alaska yet. She left me in Kentucky. She was like, you good?
Really?
There you go. I was grown.
Let me tell you what, I thought having my own apartment was cool until I had it. I was like, man, this is going to be great. Man, when them bills start coming to you.
Oh, my God.
Like, Kevin, Frederick.
Every one of them, too.
They didn't even let you get in good.
At all.
Boy, that excitement died. I'm going to tell you the thing that really messed me up, right? It ain't even the bills. When I had to buy seasoning and condiments, I was like, why is salt $4?
He was like, this makes no sense.
Y'all, I'm like, y'all are tripping.
Yeah.
I was like, seasoning is nature seasoning $3.48. What the heck am I don't.
That heat bill, I remember we didn't know what we were doing. My best friend, we lived in income-based housing, and that we got our first electricity bill. We were like, oh, okay, so we're going to be having candlelight dinners. So in the winter, she would turn the heat off.
Yep.
We would come home, it felt like a refrigerator, not realizing it was costing us more to then reheat the whole house. We didn't know what we were doing.
We had the same thing. I turned my heat off in the winter. I just was like, I come home from class. By the time I get home, it's 4:00, and I would be like, I just got to be up 6 more hours. I would go to bed. I would put 2 socks on, a 2 sweatpants on.
Yeah.
I'd have a shirt like this, a hoodie on, and a beanie. And I would get in that bed, and I promise you, I would be in one spot. I'd be like, do not move, because the moment you move, it's going to be cold on either side. And I did that until me and Melissa got married.
And now look at you going into hotel rooms purposefully and trying to make it feel like what you did when you were in your apartment with no electricity. I mean, with no heat on. Look at it, full circle.
I stopped buying Jordans. I stopped buying Air Force Ones. Once $90. This is when I would go on the PX and they'd be like $90, but they wouldn't be the best Jordans. They would just be Jordan, be like, PX.
Love Jordan.
And I'm like, bro, $90. You know how much I can eat for that?
What?
How many groceries I can buy?
My best friend's boyfriend would come over and eat food from my refrigerator. Let me tell you, wanting to fight somebody.
Bruh.
He used some of this jelly.
Jelly?
Yes.
You was tracking jelly?
Jelly. Because I bought some nice jelly, some apple jelly from a farmer's market. And I was like, okay, just see, what we're not going to do is you're not going to come in here using my $5 jelly.
Jelly's hard to track.
No, I could track it. I remember being so broke, just getting baby food. Just being like, it's like 30 cents. It's got all the nutrients that I need. And I need to lose weight anyways. I'm a little thick.
By the grace of God, Melissa's parents were still living in Washington. Between them and her not eating all her food, I survived. If I didn't have both of those things, because on the weekends, I'd be at her house, either her house or my boy Ant's house, and let them feed me for the weekend. Oh, yeah, I love you guys, man. I want to go to my apartment? Oh, no, man, it's boring there.
Is this normal or have we normalized it? Because I'm like, we're laughing at this brokenness.
I think
Is this
it's
right?
normal for people like us. I don't think I know everybody don't struggle like that.
So that's why I'm like, have we just decided to make this pain go away? Like, should we talk to a therapist on Talkspace or
talk
something?
To a therapist on Talkspace for
because
this.
I just know that there are certain things that if we really had a professional help us talk through, we would find different habits that we have that are not healthy and different traumas that we went through that we have rationalized that we really need to really dig deeper into so that we are able to really get to where we want in life. Now, listen, needing help doesn't mean something is wrong with you. It means you are human. Okay? And with Talkspace, they make it easy to match you with a licensed therapist and schedule live video sessions all from the comfort of your device. And you can start messaging your therapist the same day you sign up, which is beautiful. And let me tell you.
Tell me, Angel.
With therapy, sometimes you need individual therapy. Sometimes you need couples therapy. As you all know, me and Marcus just started working together, and communicating is not always been our strongest suit. But you know who's about to help us with that? Therapists from Talkspace, because they offer not only individual therapy, but couples therapy, in addition to medication prescription services. Set goals with your therapist, and they can help make sure you are really progressing. Thousands of licensed therapists are available to you, for you to match. Talkspace therapists are experts in dozens of specialties, including anxiety, depression, relationships, and more, to help you start feeling better. Now, let me tell you, when you are at the point of deciding, I want to take the step and get therapy, the beautiful thing about Talkspace is that you don't have to then wait a month or two to be able to get in with somebody to start your sessions.
Because you be getting sad by that time and you want to cancel.
Yes, and like for a lot of people, it takes a lot to even get to the place of saying, I want to use therapy to see if it helps me. Yes. So then you can't have all this time in between, because then you might talk yourself out of it. Yes. Talkspace is like, don't worry about it. You go ahead and sign up. We're going to get somebody matched with you same day. We're going to be like, hello, how are you? Can we help? Huh? We heard you were looking for us. This is what we want you to do. Start feeling better with a single message. Match with your licensed therapist when you go to Talkspace.com and get $100 off your first month with the promo code CREW. That's $100 off when you use the code CREW. That is KREW at Talkspace.com. And we thank them for sponsoring this podcast.
Thank you. Before we move on, I do want to say something. By the grace of God, and this is actually a blessing, our children will not have this same shared struggle story.
Oh yeah, no.
They'll be like, the Ritz in in St. Bart's. Oh, it's nice. But the Ritz that we stayed at in St. Kitts, much better.
Much better.
Yes.
And you know what I mean? And I think that's the blessing of working. Like, I don't want to pass that off to my children. And our parents didn't, you know your mom's story.
Yeah.
Our parents struggled even more than we did.
Oh, 100%.
And we don't want to, we want to capitalize off their struggle. You know, my
Absolutely.
dad being in the Army and married my mom when she had 3 kids. Big shouts to Willie D.
Willie D.
Like, man, you have 3 kids in El Paso? You have 25?
Listen.
You're from 0 to 3?
0 to 3.
But I appreciate you. And Zay and JoJo, they're grateful for you because they got a bathroom in their own room.
Because, listen, y'all be like, Angel, you work so hard, you stay so busy. It's because I saw Dorothy May.
Listen.
And I was like, I'm going to tell you what I won't be is broke. I will work.
Bro, my mom, when I was a kid, my memory, she had 3 jobs. I remember she wouldn't even be able to watch. We watched Star Search on Sunday nights after church. We ate pie. And it wasn't pumpkin pie. It was sweet potato.
It was
it's not nasty, by the way.
You're just being a jerk.
Yeah, I'm just being a jerk. By the way, a quick aside. The internet is very interesting. I never said I don't like sweet potato pie. All I ever said is I like pumpkin pie.
That means the same.
And people said I don't like it. But anyway, that's the point. My grandma working all day, my mom working 3 jobs, and then still not having enough. That's why we be working, man. I be working. I always feel like poor is right around the corner. I know that's not true and that's not healthy. That's why we use the talk face. Okay, moving on.
Let's go.
Alfonso Ribeiro.
Alfonso Ribeiro.
Ribeiro.
I'm going to call him Roberto, like Robert.
Apparently, he feels like the blacks do not support him.
Because we don't.
He said, okay, I'm going to read you his quote.
We don't be messing with him.
Alfonso Ribeiro, if you don't know, he played Carlton in my good friend Will Smith's show, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
You've been around for a minute.
And I quote, I'm in a mixed relationship and I get things and looks and comments constantly. And I find it very interesting because you see a lot of things on social media where people say things and people have positions and perspectives. And it's not easy to make that choice because you're not at home in my home, at home in any home. I'm sorry. I'm never going to be white. I'm never going to be fully supported in a black house. So I'm in my own little world with support from almost no one. To be in love with someone I've fallen in love with, how does that make sense? It doesn't. We all want to live in a world where everyone is accepted for being and loving and living the way they choose to live. I will support any person that wants to live in a world that they live in. He also said that the BET Awards did not invite him.
Oh, well, goddamn.
And he thinks that it's because he has a white wife.
Oh, no, that's not
You agree, Angel?
I don't think well, one, it doesn't also seem like he messes with us like that. But no, I don't feel like we're going out of our way to be like, look, Alfonso doing what? We got to support it. Nah.
I feel like I didn't even know he was married to a white woman.
Oh, I didn't.
I didn't know.
I just looked this article up and the photo is
Definitely a white take. No, I knew
I'm
he
not
was with a white woman.
surprised, but I didn't know. Honestly, never really thought about who Alfonso Ribeiro was married to. I saw him on the Universal lot one time when I was going to an audition for something I didn't get. And I have something else that I didn't get that was supposed to be tomorrow, but I didn't get it. So luckily, I mean, I'm still be at my show. Yeah, they're lost. And they will pay. Oh, they're on the list.
They're going to pay.
Oh, the producer.
How long is his list?
Oh, have you seen Game of Thrones? You know Arya's list before she went to bed? That's me.
You. Okay.
BT.
No.
BT Plus.
Oh, bless him.
Viacom as a whole.
Bless
But
your
anyway,
heart.
here's a video of him.
This video threw me. I was like, what?
So this video of him that I hadn't seen until I was researching this. This was posted by TMZ. This is Alfonso Ribeiro talking.
For me, because there's some hot white out here tonight. Okay, now.
Hey, Alfonso,
Now, I gotta say, listen, I have been known to fuck some white girls in my lifetime.
yeah! Come on, Alfonso, come on!
Okay, now I have spent my life on some TMZ,
Yes!
and every time you see me in a club, guess who I walk out with?
Who? White bitch!
A lovely blonde white chick.
He sounds like fraternity dude.
Yeah, he sounds
There's
terrible.
some hot white coochie in here tonight.
Get in it. And so this is the thing. His whole spiel of, you can't help who you love. Having to fall in love with a white woman. That's, you fetishize white women. I'm not saying he don't love his wife, but you also have a fetish towards white women. When you are doing a monologue on stage, as if this is something, when you see me on TMZ, I'm with a hot, blonde, white woman. You fetishize
proud,
them.
Angel.
Yes, he is very proud of it.
Proud boy.
So, now come on, he is. He is. So don't try to make it seem as if, I remember when I found out he was married to a white woman, and I was like, it makes sense.
Yeah.
And like, we're in the day and age that I don't think really most people truly and honestly care, and people honestly don't care who the
I was
heck
married
he's
to a
dating.
white woman for the last 5 years, apparently.
Yeah. Oh, well, definitely.
I didn't even know. It was news to me
Definitely.
when I found out I was married to a
Whenever
white
Kev
woman.
would leave the club late at night, guess who he'd be with?
A white woman, TMZ, count him every time. But he's like, he wants to do this whole little monologue on Twitter or wherever the heck that was that you just read that thing from, to make it seem as if he's just a man who just happened to fall in love with no, you have been gunning for white women for a very long time. Mm-hmm. You also ain't been effing with us. You might have been kicking it with Will, Tatiana, James, okay? But you weren't kicking it with us. And I don't think there's been any like beef between him and the black community, but it also doesn't seem like he wanted to like be with us. I am certain, even if BET did not invite him to the BET Awards, because I know BET, I'm sure, and he's a throwback, there's probably been several movies they've wanted to cast him as somebody. We would love to have you play the dad. It's going to be, you'll be the father to Tia and Tamara, okay? It's a Christmas movie. It's called Double Santa Trouble, okay? Your dad that forgot to get the Christmas gifts for your daughters. They're coming into town. And he's probably been like, but is there a white woman that I'll be married to in it? And when there wasn't, they were like, no. So anyways, that was just disgusting to hear.
My thing is, listen, I honestly, and I mean this, love who you love, right? It's the prizeification. Right? It's the I'm leaving with the blonde white girl. Like, that's the best thing you could leave the club with. If you just say, I'm leaving the club with the baddest thing in there.
Right.
Okay, the baddest could be anybody. Could be a black girl, could be a Filipino woman,
could be a black
could
girl,
be an Asian girl,
or a
could be a black girl.
Yeah, with black girl.
And my whole life has changed. I could never be like, come on, Abby, we're leaving the club. Abby! That's just me.
Yeah.
That's just me. But I don't think black people, he's making it seem like black people been like purposely not rocking with whatever he was doing because he had a white wife. And I don't know that that's.
He probably got some heat back when he first got married. Because I want to say, well, see here, Fresh Prince was on the late 90s.
Yep.
So.
No, early 90s.
Early 90s. So in the late 90s would have been when he would have more than likely gotten married. And I can look at that.
Mid-90s?
He got married in 2002.
Early.
So he probably got some slack. So I'm not gonna be like, wasn't nobody paying attention. I'm sure he probably got dragged a little bit because that was also during the time it felt like a lot of celebrity black men, that's all they were putting on their own.
I do agree with that.
That was it. So I'm sure he probably got lumped in with all of that of, okay, so now y'all got some money.
Whiteness, yeah.
Yes, you just.
Kanye had a lyric about that. When you get on, he gonna leave you for a white girl.
Because it's the truth a lot of the time.
That's why it was hidden like that.
Yes.
You know?
So,
he wasn't married to black women. He weren't married to dark-skinned black women. Weren't married to plus-size black women. It was like, as soon as I get on.
Where are you at? Come here. Been waiting for you. Like you said, prizeification. So yes, he probably got slack then, but like that was 19 years ago, almost 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Charles Moore said, ain't none of us watching him on America's Funniest Home Videos. But I agree with that. But I don't think we'd be watching that show like that.
We don't.
I don't think we're like, Alfonso's on it.
Yeah, that's not why we're not watching it. He wasn't as good as that white dude who used to
Bob
host.
Saget?
Before Bob.
Who was before
Or was
Bob?
it after Bob? There's a white dude. He has an announcer voice. I don't know what his name is. There was a dude.
You know
who I'm talking about?
I know who you're talking about, but I don't know who it is.
I don't think Alfonso was as good as either one of them. So I think that's the reason why we haven't been watching it. Not because he's dating a white woman.
Also because of YouTube.
Yes, it's our America's Funniest Home Videos. They said it was after Tom Bergeron. Thank you guys. Tom was great.
Oh, he hosted into 2015?
Yeah, he was. I thought he was fantastic. And then
2001 to 2015. Bob Saget was 89 and 97. Mm-hmm. Tom Bergeron was 2015.
Because I was still watching with Tom.
I didn't watch after Bob Saget.
Oh, no, I was watching with Tom. And then Alfonso. And I wasn't like, the black dude who likes white women. I wasn't thinking that at all. But, sometimes when people aren't happy with how, I guess, and this is me making up stuff, so don't think that I know what I'm talking about right now. Sometimes when people aren't happy with where their career or their life has been, they want to throw blame elsewhere. Mm-hmm. And I really just I don't recall seeing him in any other shows or movies that were geared towards black audiences after The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And that's how we'll fall in love with you.
That's true. I was thinking, and that show ended in 96. I was thinking, I don't remember seeing him in stuff really after that. He did America's Funniest Home Videos, Spellmageddon, Catch 21, Dance 360, The Tap Dance Kid, I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, Dance with the Stars. And those are just things that I did not watch. None of that stuff I even have heard of.
He could have easily been in things where the black community would have been like, hey, you here? Like, there's enough.
Who's in All of Us? Did you watch that? On UPN?
All of Us with you. All of Us. Who was in All of Us?
Lisa Ray, Dwayne Martin.
I don't remember him. I
didn't know either.
I don't
Elise
remember
Neal.
that.
He did 26 episodes apparently.
Oh, I do not remember him. I only after that I would only see him pop up tap dancing every now and again on random things.
By the way, my dad kind of looks like Carlton. Have I told you this?
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Especially when he was younger. And I remember one time we was at Ryan's Steakhouse. You remember Ryan's?
Yes.
We was at Ryan's
Yes.
He was at Ryan's Steakhouse. And people used to be like, you look like Carlton. You look like Carlton. He's like, yeah, okay. Because this is when the show was on.
Uh-huh.
And one time we were there and this guy, I don't remember a man or woman, was at the register was like, if you do the dance, I'll make your whole meal free. And my dad was like, can you take my money, please?
He didn't do the dance.
He didn't do the dance. And
I would have been like, I'd been like, you better study that before we go next time. You better get on Skillshare and figure out how to do it. Because I'm sure Alfonso was probably on there teaching it. And he was like, see, the black people ain't on here looking at this and supporting me. And I got the Skillshare class. But let me tell you, I'll be on Skillshare and I'll be getting my skills shared. You feel me? Listen, Skillshare is an online community for creatives, and it allows you to really explore your creativities, your curiosities, and you get to take classes anytime, anywhere, on just about any topic you can think of. And what makes it so great is that it is so inexpensive. An annual subscription is less than $10 a month. I can tell you that I took a class on indoor plants, on how to keep them alive, because I have a black thumb.
You're a serial killer?
I'm a serial killer. And once I watched this class, I said, oh, no wonder. I have no idea what I was doing. Not at all. I thought you just had to water it. You had to give it good soil. You had to know which plants need to be in which type of light. I said, had no idea. I'm taking a class currently on TikTok and how to be able to create really good TikToks that are,
They got a class on TikToks?
Yeah, a dude who has a really huge following is on there showing you how to do storytelling on there, how to do edits really easily. I saw it and I wanted for not only for me to take it, but for Marcus, because that's TikTok and Reels I'm not good at yet. And so I was like,
you posted a really good reel the other day. Looks like Skillshare helped.
Skillshare did help when I took that picture of your belly button. Yeah. And it came to me in the moment because of the class.
I was like, man, she must have been using Skillshare to get off these jokes.
I said, listen, this is great. And Skillshare can teach you this as well. I've taken a class on how to do time management better as an entrepreneur, as well as finding my creative voice. Like, you would be surprised at what Skillshare has to offer. And there's probably that thing that you've been wanting to know how to do. And then you can find out how to do it by going onto Skillshare. So Skillshare is incredibly affordable, as I already said, and you get real improvement with hands-on projects and classes designed for real life. So this is what we want you to do. Explore your creativity at Skillshare.com/SK.
SK.
And get a 1 month free trial of premium membership. That's
SK.
1 month of premium membership at Skillshare.com/SK. And let me just tell y'all real quick. We've been on the road.
We've been on that road, Angel.
Our turnarounds are fast.
You know, we leaving tomorrow.
Today. What you talking about?
We just got home yesterday.
We landed on Sunday. Had to throw my baby a birthday party the same day. Monday was my full work day. Had to shoot my Is This Going to Cause an Argument podcast and shoot the Bald and the Beautiful podcast. Had to edit in the middle of the day, as well as make doctor's appointments for kids, for school, getting them ready. How am I doing it all? It's because I'm feeding my body premium fuel with Ritual.
Yeah, you are.
Okay?
You taking them vitamins,
Them
Angel?
vitamins. Everyone deserves to know what's in the vitamins they're taking, and you can do that with Ritual. And let me tell you, I love talking about this, and so I'm gonna break it down real quick. So Ritual, they have high quality nutrients that are bioavailable, so that your body can actually understand what's going on in the pill. It's not a bunch of fillers, sugars, GMOs, major allergens, synthetic fillers, and artificial colorants. And the thing that I like the most about Ritual is that they have like a delayed release vitamin. So what this means is when you take a vitamin, where your body actually absorbs the nutrients is in your intestines, right? However, a lot of vitamins, they break down fully in your stomach lining. So guess what happens?
What happens, Angel?
You're not absorbing any of the nutrients.
God dang it. I knew that's what was happening.
So when you take Ritual, the delay release allows the vitamin to make it to your intestines and then release all the nutrients. So you're actually absorbing all of the things you need. So when you all of a sudden feel like you've got more energy, you all of a sudden see that your skin is looking better, you all of a sudden see that like you're just feeling like a better person, it's because Ritual is doing it right.
Yeah.
And you want to take vitamins because even if you're eating healthy, our soil is depleted. So your vegetables, your fruit don't have the same nutrients as they did as your great grandma, your grandfather, because they were only growing crops in season. Now we be just growing stuff all the time.
In season, out of season.
In season, out of season. So Ritual.
Yeah, Ritual gonna get it to you.
We're gonna fill in the spaces in this Ritual. So this is what we want you to do. Oh, and also they have it for teens, men, and women, because we all need, like what Kevin need right now is different than what I need. That's know what I'm saying? So this is what I want you to do. Get key nutrients without the BS. Ritual is offering my listeners 10% off during your first 3 months. Visit ritual.com/crew. To start your Ritual today. Again, that's visit ritual.com/crew. That is KREW to start your Ritual today. And we thank them for sponsoring this podcast.
Okay, the reason I was looking at my phone is because we want to update on DaBaby real quick. DaBaby had DaApology because he was losing DaBookings.
A well-written apology.
Yeah, he apologized.
Whoever wrote it did a good job.
Yesterday. And we'll read it here.
You want me to read it? I pulled it up.
Please.
Social media moves so fast that people want to demolish you before you even have the opportunity to grow, educate, and learn from your mistakes. As a man who has had to make his own way from very difficult circumstances, having people I know publicly working against me, knowing that what I needed was education on these topics and guidance has been challenging. I appreciate the many people who came to me with kindness and reached out to me privately to offer wisdom, education, and resources. That's what I needed, and it was received. I want to apologize to the LGBTQ plus community for the hurtful and triggering comments I made. Again, I apologize for my misinformed comments about HIV/AIDS, and I know education on this is important. Love to all. God bless DaBaby.
If DaBaby was smart, his apology would have started right here. I want to apologize to the LGBTQ plus community for the hurtful, triggering comments I made. Again, I apologize for my misinformed comment about. Forget that top paragraph. Let's go ahead and
get down to it.
Let's get to the
get to the meat and the potatoes.
If what killed DaBaby, it was a double, triple down, quadruple down.
Yeah.
And let me tell you what, he's not canceled. But they tapped his pockets.
Oh, yeah.
Lollapalooza.
Listen.
It was like 3 or 4 festivals, right? And I'm talking about top billing.
Yeah, so there's a lot of money flying out of his pocket.
Josh, he stepped away, but the festivals, small artists, 30K. I'm talking about low 15, 20 minute set.
How much
Josh,
they be getting paid at these festivals, Joshua
what
Gonzalez?
you think DaBaby could have got? Because he just got he got dropped from the Austin City Lights Festival.
Probably making at least 500,000.
Oh my God, I've got to get our song together. The KevOnStage song, I will be at Lollapalooza with all the vid.
Probably 250 to 500. Because he's
Per headlining
Jesus.
set.
you're like a big name, like in the big bold print, you're probably getting 250 to 500.
He was on the top line.
Oh, yeah.
I almost cussed.
So if it's 250 low end, and he got dropped from I think 4 festivals in the last week,
Yeah.
that's $1 million. $1 million will make you
top
start.
elite rappers like the Drakes, Kendricks, and them. They'll probably get like 1 to 2.
Of course, yes. Let me tell you, when I start making that much money, I will be a lot more quiet. Let me tell you. Y'all be like, Angel, what's your opinion on this? I don't have one. Paper. I'll be talking about paper. You know what? I love 2-ply toilet paper. Bamboo, actually. It's better for the earth. That much money? I'm not saying nothing for the sake of, I know I say stupid stuff.
Man.
There is no way. When that much money is on the line, you ain't getting me to say, there will be nothing that is a hot topic that I touch. Angel, so we, gender identity. Let me tell you about my puppy. She's sweet. She's getting old now. She's blind. I am not touching any. And he did it freely. Nobody baited him.
Oh, no. He
Man.
was in between songs.
I told he got dropped from Austin City Lights, iHeart Radio Fest.
He got dropped more today then.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
Okay,
it was
yesterday
Austin
was
City
Dove
Lights
Ball.
would just happened.
Lollapalooza
was the other one.
That's what kind of started this whole commotion.
Lollapalooza was one, and there was one that I forgot the first one.
Rolling Loud wouldn't, because they don't like.
Rolling Loud is where it happened.
No, I know. I'm just saying future Rolling Loud. Rolling Loud, they were founded by people that just want to be in the raps. I don't know. It's like a rap music festival that was like, we'll do whatever it takes to get the hype. But festivals that were organized like Lollapalooza that are more, I mean, initially the early ones had more like aligned values with like music purists initially, because it obviously grew into something different. But once they took a stand, I think that is what started that ripple effect for everybody else.
Absolutely. These are the 6 things that have happened since then.
Tell us.
Kicked off the Park Life Festival. Kicked off by Lollapalooza. Kicked off the Governor's Ball. Kicked off Day in Vegas. Dropped by fashion company Boohoo Man. And then kicked off Austin City Lights. And also he was just dropped by Music Midtown Festival. That's 7 things in a week.
If we had time, I'd be like, Kev, let's pick up those dates. Y'all ready for some jokes? Yeah, I would let them boo me the entire time for that check and just stand there smiling.
I also want to say, why was he thinking about that right then? I saw a clip that basically looked like the crowd wasn't with him at all. So
It
maybe,
didn't sound like the crowd was with him.
maybe he was
Still getting
frustrated.
paid, though.
Huh?
He's probably still getting paid.
Listen, I've had bad sets. I've never been having a set so bad that I'm like, I wonder who's having sex in the parking lot. This upsets me. I'll speak about it now.
Right.
Like, when I'm having a bad set, I'm usually like, dang, Kev, you is not killing it right now. Not like, you know what's messing me up? Sex in the parking lot. That's what's messing me up. If there was no sex happening in the parking lot, I would be doing better than I am. Like, why were you thinking about that at that moment?
I have no idea. It was just like, it was so many landmines that were nowhere near him that he was like, I see it, and jumped in it with both feet.
With a grenade in his hand.
Yeah. Cannonball. Like, why would you do that to yours? And then the initial apology in his bed where ain't nobody there to be like, hey, let's not talk about that, was just such a terrible, it was just so many things
You gotta
wrong.
think. You gotta. In my mind, it is better to take the time and think. Your knee-jerk reaction is to double down. It's to explain yourself. It's to, hey, no. in all the times I've seen something like this happen on the internet, listen to what's happening. Because now you that money, right? This ain't your concerts. He'll be able to do his concerts. But them festivals, they don't want this type of press. They don't want no beef with the LGBT community. They don't want
out of all of it.
For good press alone, they'll be like, nah.
Right.
And I'm sure there's a clause in the contract that if you do something that's morally reprehensible, we can get out of this contract. That is legitimate. We can safely say he lost at least $1 million in the last week.
Oh, go ahead. Especially when you're talking about a community that you are not a part of, that you don't identify with. It's different. Like, it's different when you are talking about a community that you're inside of.
Yep.
But when you are going after, especially the LGBTQ community, you have lost your. And it was comments that didn't have to be made. It wasn't an interview where he answered incorrectly and wasn't like prepared.
Right.
This was literally you just go to your next lyrics.
Ladies, how y'all feel? Fellas, y'all all right? Where my Aries at? It's Leo season.
Right.
Roar. Let me finish these 3 songs and collect this check.
Yeah. So I will say, whoever wrote this eloquently put, because I know it can't be him. The way he was talking in that live, I'm just like, Siri is not that good. She does not autocorrect that well. And it is a shame, I will say, that it takes, even though, like you said, he might still be getting breaded up by some of these festivals. It is a shame that so much money has to be snatched from him in order for him to see, like, hey, dude, like, it's not that just people are being hard on you. What you're saying is hurtful and offensive. But and
misinformed.
And very misinformed. That is definitely, because his apology allowed you to know, like, oh, he really thinks like what he was saying wasn't anything negative. It was just like, no, my gay fans have class. They do this, they do that. It's just like, what does that have to do with anything? Like, you're not understanding. No. So
I think he'll learn his lesson. He's not canceled. So. He's just faced some consequences. Speaking of
consequences,
being upset and suing or lost
check. Come on, get the money.
Scarlett Johansson
bread it up.
Sues Disney. Over the Black Widow streaming release.
Right.
She alleges that the release of the latest Marvel movie in theaters and on Disney Plus Premium was a breach of contract. Basically, she had a back-end deal where she had some profit participation based off box office sales, bonuses, and numbers hit. At the time Black Widow was supposed to be released, it was not going to be on Disney Plus.
Correct.
It was May 2020. Because I remember during the pandemic, the movie theater by the house we were living with had that poster on there, and it felt like the apocalypse to me because it was like September.
Yes,
and I was like, that movie never came out. That movie not come out.
You not to do it.
So since that time, basically almost led wholly by HBO Max. That dude Jason Kilar, who started Hulu, he went and ran HBO Max. He was like, forget about theaters. Right. Let's double down on streaming, which kind of forced the hand of other players. Scarlett was saying, my deal doesn't include profit participation on Disney Plus, nor do you guys have to tell me how much you make. And y'all basically cut into my pockets by doing so.
Right.
As an actress, Angel, as an industry veteran, do you think this is the beginning of a change in the movie industry in regards to this thing? Or do you think this is going to be a thing that happens very rarely?
Oh, no, the contract's about to be changed.
You think?
Oh, absolutely. They're not having it. And that's the same thing when new media came along.
New media.
Beep.
People took advantage of that for as long as they could.
Oh, as long as they could. This is just new media. Do we have a $5 million budget per episode? Yes, but it's new. It's new media. So, like, a big thing that happened with SAG being a union that actors could be a part of, was residuals, because actors were getting paid their day rate, which was still great. And when you think of comparative, like you're being on set, you're getting to do this thing, they usually keep your conditions pretty good if it's a union job. But then these producers were making all this money from the advertisers on after everything was shot, because advertisers have to pay every time they want their spot to be shown. So these producers and networks were just, their pockets were being lined.
Oh, I didn't even realize that. Residuals wasn't always a thing.
No.
Really?
So one of the major things that SAG was able to accomplish in AFTRA was residuals, meaning if you are still making money, then everyone that is on camera should be making money. I'm not sure what the other unions do that are not on camera unions, but I think because they're paid hourly, it works differently. So that was a huge thing, to be able to get residuals. So that means if you bring back a show, especially shows that go into syndication, it's just like, no, y'all are, just because it's no longer on ABC, now that it's on TBS, y'all are getting paid again.
Jerome Seinfeld.
Okay, Jerome. So residuals were a huge thing. So new media came along. Works differently. You have subscription based. I mean, while they were always things like HBO, which have been subscription based, but you now have this thing of, but still with HBO, before it was an app, these movies would happen at specific times that are trackable. Then you get Netflix and Hulu's and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, things aren't showing at a specific time. People are watching them whenever they want to. How are we going to track this? Well, the producer's like, well, it can't be tracked. You know what I'm saying? I can't say it.
Eyes are closed.
But they're like, but you're getting paid a monthly fee from people that are able to have access to this content. Actors need to be able to have a portion of that. So new media contracts were negotiated. So like, for instance, my first season of Atypical, I didn't have residuals. Then the next season, everything went into play, and I started getting residuals from Atypical.
So does Netflix have to share, I guess, plays or finishes?
I think so.
With someone to count, because you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I do believe so. I do believe that there's a transparency to show like how many views because they're tracking it, because how do they determine what makes the show successful and worth putting money back into? So when it comes to actors that are big enough, like a Scarlett Johansson, like a Eddie Murphy, like a Kevin Hart, who all have back end deals, they don't sign on to a movie unless they are signing on as an executive producer or producer.
Which she was on this movie.
Of course. It's a movie about a character that she has made famous in the world of movies. So anyways, when you are that person, yes, you have negotiated that on the back end. I'm not just talking about residuals. I'm talking about you going to give me a good old share of the success of this movie.
Well, the thing about it that's interesting to me is this wasn't just available on Disney Plus to watch if you paid. Like you had to pay, I believe it was $30 to watch it. That to me is trackable. It's not like a Netflix movie where, it's just included with the subscription. Like, Disney Plus knows how many people bought it on
absolutely
Disney Plus. Like, by the way, me and my kids watched Space Jam on HBO Max, and I was like, this is so crazy that like Melissa was gonna take them to the movies the day before we came back, but Joe was playing. You know what I'm saying? They didn't both want to go at the same time, which often happens. But when I came home, he was like, I'll watch it. And then they were like, let's just put it on the TV. And I had actually wanted to go to the movies and watch it. But also I was tired, and I was just like, I mean, my TV's right there.
Yeah. And
I think for me, I love that media's trending this way.
Of course.
As an owner of KevOnStage Studios app, which I need y'all to get. Don't just get it when the challenge shows out. Get the other stuff now. But as a person who grew up in the late 80s, early 90s, I still enjoy the experience of the movies. You know what I mean? I like to go in and get the popcorn. I like to get the hot dog. I like to get the candy. That's mostly it. But
I want the food and then sit down in the food.
Certain movies to me, I won't enjoy at home. Dramas, I can watch at home, right? But like, I wouldn't want to see Avengers at my house. And I have a nice TV, but I mean, I want to hear the movie theater we had. It had if a helicopter flying, it was the sound went over.
The sound design is amazing.
The biggest TV possible. Now, as the Lord continues to bless, if I'm able to get my goal in life is the movie theater in my home. Not that it gotta be big. Ain't gonna be crazy.
It'll be big. It'll be ridiculous.
There was a house that we visited. They had one in the lot, and we said, we cannot have this. But she had the movie theater in there, and that was like perfect. Yvonne's house, she has the movie theater in there. That house we shot the NAACP thing at.
They had a movie theater?
Yes.
When? I missed it.
It was right tucked
That's
in.
the Spectrum one, right?
Spectrum House also has it. They just got they got number 8 chairs.
That's all you need, you know?
And a little popcorn machine. But I think I still wouldn't want to watch Avengers there. Like I need explosions and
I noticed that when I saw Justice League, the Snyder Cut, that was the first movie that I saw, and then I saw it and I was like, this is lacking experience. So that's why I didn't watch King Kong. As soon as the theater started opening, King Kong came out, I was like, I gotta watch this in the theater.
Fast and the Furious. I want to see you drive a car in space on the biggest screen possible. Even like A Quiet Place, you know. But I think the way we felt about the problem isn't us. It's little Marcus and Isaiah and Joe. They don't have that same nostalgia. They won't have it because they're used to consuming content right here.
The problem is me too, because I'll be like, I could either pay $7 and fall asleep in the movie theater or pay the $30 and fall asleep at home. And I'm going to spend that extra money. I'm going to spend it. I'm saving money other places, like with ShipStation, when I send out my merch.
That was well done.
Oh, you're welcome. It took me a while to figure it out because I was like, where are they going with this conversation? It's a lot of work. It is really like the movies where you move stuff around. There's stuff in front of you. That's what it feels like. Oh, okay, they're talking about this, but if I move the ShipStation here, and then it'll tuck, and then you'll go somewhere, and I'll be like, well, pull that out, put it here. But with ShipStation, you can streamline your shipping from all the platforms where you sell. Whether you're like over there and you in the Etsy world, or if you got your own website, okay? ShipStation is like, we got you. We're going to keep you organized so that you can make sure all your fulfillment is done smoothly. And not only that, we're going to give you some discounts with the major delivery carriers. You know what I'm saying? Because as a small business owner, they like, we ain't giving you no discount, but ShipStation was like, no, we're a big business and we're going to pass down the savings.
We doggone show Liz finna do it.
We're going to do it. So you getting discounts from UPS, FedEx, USPS. So they make it easy to manage your orders and get your products out the door so you can get back to doing what you really love, growing your business. ShipStation is the #1 choice for online sellers. You can import your orders from any sales channel, and that's what makes them dope. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not having to do a bunch of like inputting, like, okay, I type this over here, type it over here. No, they're like, just connect us. We'll import it into here. Okay. And then you can choose which carrier you want to go with and get those deeply discounted rates. And you can automate just about any shipping task. Okay. No wonder over 100,000 plus online sellers choose ShipStation. Okay. And you can also like compare which ones you want to go with. You're like, I want to do USPS this time. No, FedEx. They've got the better discount. You can choose, compare, all that. This is what we want you to do. Ship more and less time for less money. ShipStation. Just use our offer code CREW to get a 60-day free trial. 60 days, that's 2 whole months. That's 2 whole months. I don't even get time off for a whole 3 months. You get 2 months of free trial. That's 2 months free of no hassle, stress-free shipping. Just go to ShipStation.com, click the microphone at the top of the page, and type in CREW. KREW. That's ShipStation.com. Enter offer code CREW. Make ship happen. I did my job for the day. My brain's about to turn off.
Don't, Joshua. And why did Kat post that on the stage crew? Kat, single me out, Josh.
She did? Where? When?
On the stage crew from when we did on the Bald and the Beautiful. Kat, why you did that like so?
KevOnStage.
Why? I don't want this to become a thing.
Oh, it's about to be a huge thing, and I'm so excited.
I'm going to clip that part, put it at the top of the episode.
Okay, go ahead.
His name is.
Oh, it is on here.
Also, Russell Crowe is suing whoever for his movie about road rage for the same thing as Scarlett Johansson. It's very interesting to see what's gonna play out. You know, Scarlett, come over to the KevOnStage Studios app. We won't we won't take your box office profits because we can't get our movies into the box office. Right. It'll all be residuals from the app.
There won't be a $50 million settlement because there is no $50 million. So.
I'll tell you up front, Scarlett, it's a downtime in the app right now because it's summertime and that goodness. Here's an interesting thing that happened over the weekend.
Tell us.
Actually, it was last week. A famous comedian.
Please talk about it.
The real Tommy Cat, a.k.a. Tommy Davidson. He put this, I'll call it an ad up.
Please.
And it caused quite a stir in the comedy community of which you are a part of, Angel. And I know you don't want to be what you're in.
I know.
Any funny, hungry comics want to open for me this weekend in Brea, California? Must be local to Southern California, no travel included. Great social media following and presence. 300,000 plus followers. Funny as H*LL. If this is you, email the email address for a chance to be considered. No DMs, please. Please include a clip link of your stand-up and IG social media handle. Do you have what it takes?
Kev, did you email?
Huh?
Did you email?
I didn't email.
You're not hungry?
I'm not hungry.
Yes, you are. You stay hungry, Kevin.
I'm not hungry. I wasn't hungry enough.
KevOnStage Studios have everybody.
You know, I did
Kevin,
click.
did you tell you have Halloween weekend free?
I
so
do,
you can do
but
that.
it was for last weekend.
Oh, okay. Well,
because otherwise I'd have been like,
because I don't qualify. I only got 100
you
and
don't
some
got
thousands.
300. You're not hungry enough because you didn't get 300.
I didn't.
Obviously, you don't care enough about the game.
I don't.
You didn't get 300.
I didn't.
So a lot of comics follow this, and here's the consensus. Very interestingly enough, Tommy Davidson himself didn't have 100.
What?
He didn't have. I mean, he didn't have 300. He had he had like 112.
What?
No.
Yes. So the first thing that a lot of comics that I saw posted this were like, "Sir, you don't have." He has 111,000 followers. They were like, "Sir, you don't have 300,000 followers. So how could you expect other people to have it?" I told Tahir to apply. I said, you know what?
No, you didn't.
I said, Tahir, this is your chance. Let bygones be bygones.
Let bygones
Put
be
the past
bygones.
behind you.
I'll keep showing. Sorry. My bodysuit. My huge bosom keeps pulling it down. Oh, my God. So sorry. Continue, Kevin.
You just had a thought out loud.
Yeah.
You were like, you know, God, dog's talking. Keep showing.
I should have just been like, show the bra. It doesn't matter. But to hear,
Let me
you're
check.
stupid.
Tahir didn't make it. Let me double check him. 237.
Oh,
don't
he
have
just he
300.
don't have 300. That's why Tommy wouldn't have even said he was qualified.
Yeah, he wouldn't have fit the description.
I just don't understand. Tommy, let me go to Tommy because I don't believe you. I think you're
He has
being mean.
111.
I think you're just saying that. Is it real Tommy Cat
The
or
real
the
Tommy Cat.
Real Tommy.
I told you the truth about Jerome. I'm telling you the truth about
That's not how you even pronounce
the real
his
Tommy,
name.
as opposed to
the real Tommy Cat, Josh.
an imposter.
There's other Tommy Cats
It says
out there.
results not found. Am I spelling
I
it
think
wrong?
he changed it.
Let me
The
just
real
type in
Tommy
Tommy
Cat?
Davidson.
There you go. Verified with the 111.
The real Tommy Cat. It didn't want me to find him. He's at 111,000.
Here's the thing that I said.
I don't understand.
And I like Tommy Davidson. I do. This is a perfect example of the great divide between what I'll call the TV generation and the internet generation. Right? Tommy was on In Living Color.
Yes, he was.
He was Varnell Hill. He was
he's
in
great.
Booty Call, one of my favorite terrible movies. Him and Jane Fox. Actually, not even a terrible movie. I really enjoyed Booty Call. It was very funny to me at the age that I watched it. There are two different skills.
Yeah.
Stand-up comedy is one skill.
Right.
Growing a social media following because of your social media, like videos is a different skill.
Videos.
Most celebrities have a lot of followers because they are celebrities, right? Most comedians of our generation have a lot of followers because they know how to make funny content on the internet,
Right.
right?
Right.
If you have a great set, and you have 300,000 followers on social media, on any platform, more than likely you don't have to open for Tommy or anybody. You're more than likely on your own.
Let me tell you what.
Tours.
He don't got 111.
He don't? Oh, you looking at the engagement?
Oh, he done bought half of me. You know, I be doing that to folk all the time.
How do you check that?
You just look at behind a post when you see only 3 people comment and you have 111.
Maybe he just has low engagement.
No, because photos of just him is still not doing what.
If you only have 165 likes and you have 1,000, yeah, that's not. Joshua's correct. I look at people's engagement.
But a lot of celebrities have low engagement.
Not like that. That is the percentage.
You look at photos of just him that aren't flyers, and it's still.
Yeah, no, he's right. He's right. You can't have low engagement all the time. You can't. You cannot. You can't.
Trust me when I tell you, there's a lot of hungry comedians who don't have 300,000 followers who are amazing on stage. And also
he doesn't want that. He wants a marketing person. That's what the 300,000. He doesn't care if you're funny or not.
He needs a KevOnStage.
Yeah, he does.
Don't bring it in different ways, guys.
Oh, it's going to be brought in all the time. He needs someone to put butts in seats because no one born after 1983 or 4 is even remotely thinking, let me see the real Tommy Cat on stage. They're not. And so this is not to say that he's not talented. I'm not even throwing that type of shade.
Yeah.
But to say you need somebody who has triple the amount of your fake followers and probably 10 times the amount of your actual real followers is just saying, I don't think that I can market this even if I put money to it myself to get people in seats. So if I can say I got KevOnStage opening for me, Kev going to do a fast 10. I told him not to use his best material because I don't want him to be funny.
myself there.
That's
travel.
That room might be empty after that 10, maybe 15.
You gotta fly yourself there as well.
What?
No travel. You gotta be low. Also, must be local.
Let me tell you, this is how I know I'm not a comedian. This is why I know I'm not a stand-up comedian, because people who really love it, while maybe Tommy's invitation isn't that attractive, people have done gigs for invitations that are less attractive. You've done it for fruit plates, for fruit
I've
bowls.
done comedy for so much fruit.
Yes.
Crackers, teddy bears, chocolates.
I don't do it for
Free
that.
offering, splitting $83 with the playmakers. I've done it all.
I'm definitely not flying. I'll drive 15 minutes and do it for cheap. But after that, I'm like, hey, I'm so sorry.
Absolutely. We did Keep Your Distance comedy. We did over 100 comedians in a little over 6 or almost a year.
100, Kevin? That's amazing.
100.
And you paid all the people.
I paid all the people. A lot of them didn't think that they were going to get paid or were willing to fly themselves out. And we didn't do that. Mm-hmm. Well, we didn't do that for everybody. Some people were in town.
Yeah.
I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, less than 10 met these qualifications that were hungry. No, literally. Less than 10, forget being good on stage. Less than 10 are on social media with over 300,000 followers. 300,000 is a lot of followers.
It is a lot.
I can almost tell you, if I had a whole list of everybody, I could almost tell you who had them. Give me 1 second.
But that's the thing. You weren't using them per se.
No.
Per se for the purposes of, now, not say that them marketing it definitely helps.
Yeah.
To get people to watch the stream, but that wasn't your main intention. Your intention was, I want to introduce more stand-up comedians to a broader audience.
Absolutely. But I've been hit up by promoters like, who you got that's funny on stage and has over 200,000, 300,000. There's not that many people who have that many followers. There's a lot of people who are great on stage. Mm-hmm. But they have 300,000. That's a lot.
Well, a lot of times these clubs be lazy.
Oh yeah.
They're like, you want us to promote the show that's happening at our club other than the flyer that's on the outside of the building?
That's another part of the game that's changed. Before, the club had notoriety, or you were on something on TV. You were on The Tonight Show back in the day. You were on Comedy Central. You was on Comic View. Now, there's nothing Netflix is probably the biggest thing.
Yeah.
But people don't, just because you're on Netflix isn't enough of a reason, because there's too many things on Netflix, right? There's hundreds of comedy specials on Netflix. It's not a guarantee that just because you're on Netflix
that people will even see it. Yeah.
That's what people are like. Why don't you get a special on Netflix? Honestly, guys, if I had a special on Netflix and it wasn't promoted like Chappelle's, like that's the thing. If it's not promoted, I would still have to tell you it's on there.
This is what I mean by the comedy clubs. They're not going to do the work. Netflix will buy billboards. Even
without putting the comedy special at the top of the, the whatever you call it, the,
banner, what?
The banner, the front page of Netflix is still marketing.
Yes.
But they still, them Dave Chappelle things, they was marketing that everywhere. If I had a special on there right now and I never told you, and it wasn't pushed to you, you would have no idea.
I don't even know how to find stuff on Netflix unless Netflix tells me this is what you need to find.
If Netflix tells me, or if Angel, Josh, a friend of mine says, go watch this.
Oh, then Netflix already knows and they're showing it to me.
Right.
They're like, we're pretty sure she knows this person. Go ahead and put it in her queue of something that she would want to watch.
Angel got the name of the special for you too.
What? Don't you do it.
Say Yama, KevOnStage.
Yeah.
Say Yama. Because it'll be sponsored by Babel.
Babel.
Yeah. No, we don't. I just thought it.
You
were like, why would you be upset? You should be
I
like,
just was like, I thought we did 3 spots.
We did 4, and that would be crazy if we were up to 5. I'd be like, we are killing it here. And here's the thing. We're not even doing topics anymore. We're just going to do ads. We're only talking just to segue into the next ad. But Tommy, bless his heart. Like you said, the tide has changed, and I do still feel like that there are definitely a lot of old head comedians. So I don't want to try to label all of them that really can see the value that the younger generation is bringing in, and can see that though the hustle is different, it's still a hustle, and they can appreciate the way that younger comedians have had to make their own lane and how much success they're having at it. But there is also a nice amount of old head stand-up comedians that really have a hard time embracing that things have changed. Mm-hmm. And that even though they do have several years of hard work in the industry, and that they have worked really hard to like hone their craft, that the industry has changed so much that what they bring to the table is not seen as valuable as it was before. And that can hurt. And so I'm not saying that I don't understand, like being like, wait a minute, how the heck is this happening?
Well, it's not even just comedy. I watched the This Is Pop documentary about Boyz II Men, or it was about pop music, but there was almost an episode almost exclusively about Boyz II Men. Did you see it?
I watched it on the plane. Yeah.
And they were like, dog, we was in arenas, and next thing you know, we're at Buffalo Bob's wing place.
It was so sad. It was so sad. 10 people.
10 people out there, and they're like, yo, what have we done? But think about it, like the 90s, 94, 91.
Yeah.
91 was 30 years ago.
Yeah.
30.
Yeah.
The people who are your fans who remember that, they might not be on social media.
Yeah.
If the club's not saying, hey, you remember Living Color? Mm-hmm. Come in. That's a long time ago.
It was a long time ago.
They can't do what they want to do anymore.
And sometimes it's unfortunate because sometimes they don't jump on the bandwagon fast enough. They're very resistant, and they could have jumped. They could have rode the wave
they
on in.
underestimated the internet. But that always happens.
Yes.
The newspaper didn't believe the internet was going to unseat them. They were like, man, classifieds. You know, classifieds is like the main thing that pay for all them bills. Classifieds and advertisers.
Yeah.
People's like, how are you going to find jobs without the classified? Trust me.
Monster.com.
There's going to be a way.
Yeah.
But when you are the established industry.
Yes.
It's hard to think somebody's going to unseat you. The hotel industry was like, man, Airbnb. Now Airbnb is so expensive that the hotel is actually cheaper again.
Right.
Same thing with Uber. Uber done got so expensive, a rental car is actually cheaper than doing it. But them industries never think we should be the ones at the forefront. The taxi industry don't think the Uber's going to take them over until it has already happened. Mm-hmm. So you got to be watching and waiting, and everything's got to be a viable threat.
Yes.
And there's very few people or companies who see that. It did actually make me feel good, because I was like, man, I'm really glad that I don't have to be, in a position where I'm like, this is my shot. Because it usually ain't going to be your shot. Mm-hmm. Like by the grace of God and by the support of the people, we've been selling out.
When I say y'all showing up,
these people are coming far and wide.
Man, you know
not
what
only
they're
from the
coming
city
for?
that we're in.
KevOnStage.
because
I will-
it tells jokes.
Yes, he does.
He loves black love, supports black women. His name is KevOnStage. I don't say folk in there because people are like, why aren't you saying folk? It matches with joke. No, that's not what I'm doing.
No, you're not.
I'm telling the story I want to tell.
You're right, Angel. As the songwriter, you've been doing that. And
Yes.
that's also, think about the KevOnStage Studios app, and we're going to close after this, man. We don't even have a marketing budget yet.
I know. I asked at the meeting.
All the budget we have is to get the content made.
Come on.
And to get the building made. We literally, I'm going to just share some real numbers so y'all can understand.
Real numbers. Let's go.
These are not fake numbers. I'm going to tell y'all what we go through with
Not
no
fake.
outside financing. And this is the reason why I have 7,000 shows this year.
Yes, it's yep.
We had a challenge show shoot, right? We was trying to figure out how to cool the studio down.
Ooh,
right? 'Cause
Jesus.
Hot.
we was like, Tony Valentino was like, we gonna try little portable air conditioners. And we gonna blow them when we cut.
He likes
Gonna
misery.
cool it down, right? Because it's out in the valley.
He likes
traditionally
misery.
hot.
It
It was
hell.
It was so hot that we as talent were almost to the point where our ability to be funny was compromised.
Mm-hmm.
It was so uncomfortably hot. Ball sweat everywhere.
I had on vegan leather pants.
Small of the back sweat.
It was so
So-
bad.
Little beads running down your back.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, air conditioner, Josh, 1 unit,
Mm-hmm.
30 grand.
What?
One. Okay, that
30?
includes electrical, and that's just one side of the studio.
Yeah.
Other side,
30 grand.
30 grand.
We got to get two?
You can't be hot on both sides, Josh.
You can't just like
Blow it
go
in.
like this.
Walked it in. Come on, guys.
So it comes down to, do we spend 30 grand on commercials, paid media, or do we cool the building down so we can actually make the content? Right? That's what happens when you ain't got no outside financing. Now we go out and say, hey man, give me $1 million and Shark Tank. Hey man, I'll give me $1 million and I'll give you 30%. Sure. But now you got to answer to some people and you might just end up becoming just another thing that ain't black the way we want. So I lost my train of thought because I thought about the AC.
60 grand.
Let me tell
You're
you,
transparent with numbers.
this is so off topic, but I couldn't remember the word Shark Tank yesterday, the name of the show. And it just, when you said it, I was like, God damn.
I was wondering why you said Shark Tank like that.
Yeah, I was making a joke and couldn't remember the name. I was like, the people where you sell your business. Thank you. Go ahead.
Wait, how much is the bill going to go up then with that AC?
I don't know, Josh.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know. We don't have to run it all the time in there, but if you're going to be shooting in there, because the other thing about it is you can't, before we got this building, they just had fans everywhere because they're not shooting.
Yeah.
But when you are shooting, you have to cool the building down and it has to be quiet. So you have to basically, Greg said, the guys like, you got to get the Cadillac of air conditioners because it has to be big enough to cool that huge space, but also quiet enough to be able to shoot with it on.
Yeah.
And that's what makes things expensive. And we tried, y'all. We tried to do it with them little fans and stuff. It was hot. So anyway, y'all get the app.
Get the KevOnStage app.
Get the app.
It's for people
Get the
who are
Patreon.
black.
And Latinx.
Get the
Give as
KevOnStage
much
app.
as you can give. Because I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. It's gonna work.
Get the KevOnStage.
It's gonna work. Oh, it's gonna work.
for people who
And the
are
people who are on the Patreon, most of them got the app.
It's
It's gonna work, and then people gonna be like, man, and I was the reason, and you gonna be the
Keep going.
you gonna be the reason that it worked. Or it fails, and you're gonna be the reason that it failed. And what did that guy say when we were shooting the food show? He said,
Oh yeah.
we want to give you an opportunity to align your dollars with your values.
Yeah, with your morals.
With your morals. So if you really,
Or values,
we
that works,
always
yeah.
saying,
Come on.
black people don't stick together.
Come on.
We gotta support our own. We gotta invest in what we want to see. I'm align your dollars with your values. Okay, Oh yeah, Hulu, Live Sports, Peacock, Netflix. Okay. But then when we don't win them awards and we don't see them black face or we don't see them plus size women or them dark-skinned black people or new talented people, and when you complain, are you complaining when there's something you can do about it? Why would you complain when there's something you can do about it?
Something you can sing with it too.
There's something you can do about it.
And sing.
KevOnStage. And look at the content. Is it all me?
It's not.
It ain't all me. Have I been delivering on what I said?
Yes, you have.
Have black women had their own shows? One of the first show black
Come
women?
on. Yes, it was.
Huh?
It was me.
It was you. It was Keisha.
Yes, sir. Yeah, Keisha.
Yeah.
It was Keisha. Get the KevOnStage app.
What you doing?
It's for people who are black.
But I honestly thank y'all because you're watching this podcast. You're likely on the app, you're supporting, you're on Patreon. I appreciate you. But if you ain't, look yourself in the mirror.
It's for people who are black.
I'm out of here. That's my comedian. I'm going to stick with
KevOnStage. Come on.
All right. I love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Patreon. Love hours later. Rest of y'all.
KevOnStage.
Bonus episode later this week. I believe Saturday.
Yes, Saturday. It's the only day we can because
Saturday.
we are doing 8 shows in different cities.
All right, y'all. Bye-bye.
His name is KevOnStage. He
Were you looking at the
tells
comments?
jokes.
I was just.
He loves black
I was ignoring
supports
it.
black women. His name is KevOnStage. He tells jokes. Come on out, George Black Love. See women now who black women. His name is KevOnStage.
I saw it in the comments. I saw it in the comments and I was just like, nope.
Oh, you thought I wasn't gonna see that?
I was hoping you would look. Josh, can you hand me my bag? My lips are dry. I'm sorry, Josh.
He tells jokes. So just so y'all know what the parts are. KevOnStage. Tell jokes. Love black love.
Not you teaching part.
Support black women. Yeah. KevOnStage. Or,
Tell jokes.
KevOnStage.
There you go, sopranos.
Yeah. Tell jokes.
The tenors don't sing this. This is a women's choir song.
No, I got one for tenors. Boy, black man. KevOnStage. Okay, now the tenors are more in the traditional gospel sense. So I want y'all to really you're gonna hold it down. What did I have?
Why are you really doing this? Why are you really teaching parts?
Yeah. So I'm trying to, but you're gonna go. So down, y'all gonna be doing something like da 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 da. Ba da 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 da.
I'm right there.
Da 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 da. KevOnStage. I just gotta come up with the words right there. Ba da 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 da. Da 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 da. Ba da 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 da. KevOnStage. Cut the music. Da 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 da. Get on stage. Yeah, this is gonna be good. KevOnStage. Like that. Oh, it's getting recorded. I already have someone working on the instrumental.
Do you really? One time I don't want you to be my unruly cousin.
Oh, this is great.
Be ruly. But Tiki said me trying to learn my part. That is such a black church thing. What is it? Yeah. KevOnStage. That's how they do it. Sopranos, KevOnStage. Altos, KevOnStage.
Yes.
Tenors, KevOnStage. Right there. Stay right there. KevOnStage.
Yeah.
I hated choir rehearsal. When they used to go one by one, somebody's off. Don't come down to me. It is me. I'll tell you now. I'll tell you now. Don't go and find me out. I'll tell you it's me. I used to have somebody who sing good stand behind me. You sing it to my ear, and then I'll match you.
I got the words.
You're fly. Get
the KevOnStage app.
Ah!
It's for people who are black. Get the KevOnStage.
I'm all in now.
KevOnStage. I got
You know I have no break now. Get the KevOnStage on now. Come on, man. It's for people who are black.
Get the KevOnStage, Kevo. Come on. Yeah. Get the KevOnStage.
It's for people who are black.
KevOnStage. Josh is like, in Latinx. I love it. Why he takes you are welcome to.
Why he takes join us?
Yes.
We should do it all the way through so someone can clip it and flip it.
Yes. Yes.
KevOnStage.
Lean into it, Kev.
Angel's not gonna stop.
Oh, I sure as heck.
She
Hey,
ain't
this is
gonna stop.
joy.
This is joy.
This is my zone of genius. Let's go.
Here's another banger for you. Here's another one. Yeah. Here's another banger for you. Here's another one. Yeah. Here's another banger for you. Here's another banger for you. With my boy KevOnStage and that chick Angel.